range of motion is pretty good, but they're still getting stronger. Only halfway, say 6 months, only halfway there, but I'm satisfied with the progress. Yeah, just doing it as much as I can.
We saw you on the practice court. What exactly are you able to do? You said no contact, but how much can you actually accomplish?
Only thing I haven't done as far as shooting the basketball is I haven't really done right-hand layups and right-hand finishes, but jump in, left hand, jump shots, form shots, free throws, all that stuff.
Now the team, it was hard for the way that the year finished. They're saying it's hard to watch the playoffs, but for you, how hard was it to watch this season unfold without you out there?
It was fun. I was there for the guys, so I was trying to watch, and if I saw something to help them out with, I was totally invested in trying to make this playoff push as much as I could be. So I was watching the games. Haven't watched any playoff games the last 2 days, but I'm sure I'll turn it on, especially once it gets deeper into the playoffs.
Justice, everyone spoke of how unique this team was. Did you watch the team at times and saying, and my special skill would help here or there, maybe as a defensive stopper when a guy like DeRozan is getting off? In other words, when you watch this team and the great chemistry, were you able, knowing your basketball knowledge, to say, and if I was there, I could have helped with X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I understood that I was out for the season, so it was fun to think about how I could help the team. But at the same time, I was trying to figure out different ways for Rodney to be successful, different ways where if I saw something that Jay Rich should be doing, I was kind of thinking in that sense. But there's definitely times when I thought, oh man, I wish I was out there, or I could help with this or that. That definitely.
What would this or that be? I'm just curious. So this group comes back similar the way it was. What do you think you could inject into this mix to take it even to another level?
I would just figure out ways for us to win more games.
How much did you learn from just watching and just? I know you
learn a lot. I mean, especially how young I am. You watch from a different perspective, a different lens. Especially knowing that you're out, knowing that physically there's not much you can do. Mm-hmm. So whether it's something you pick up for off season or just something you see somebody do during the game, you're watching in a different lens. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but just when you go through it and you're out, you just see the game kind of differently.
Just because you never really were, even when you were out there early at Bristol, right away, so you never were healthy. Do you approach this off season much like you did last year and just say, okay, that's done. I weren't able to accomplish much on the court. Now I can just get back to what I was doing this summer when you were healthy.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest parts about playing this league is remaining healthy. So I got to figure out smart ways to get my work in the off season, but still not to put too much of a pounding on my body. And so that's something that guys all around the league are dealing with. So I just have to approach that smartly this summer.
So will you continue to work on the things that you last summer? Much of it was focused on shooting and working. That was one thing. Will you continue to kind of just pick up from last summer, this summer, the things you felt you needed to work on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've already kind of started that process behind the scenes. When the team's out of practice or before they come in, working on stuff. So I'm ready. I've sat out long enough, and now I have 5.5 more months, and so it's been a good process for me, especially just maturing and growing as a person and as a player, even though I'm not out there on the court. So it's been a good time.
I'm sorry, Justice, how much did the wrist injury keep you from putting into effect all the good stuff that you did with Rob this past summer in terms of mechanics of shot?
It held me back a little bit, to be honest, but guys are dealing with all type of stuff. I mean, Goran and Jay Rich we're dealing with wrist stuff, and so it bothered me a little bit, but you really can't make excuses because everyone's going through it.
So anything you're going to be doing this summer special than last year? You were hanging out with the Olympic team, obviously you got to be around those guys.
Getting my shoulder right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Justice, how much did that competitive fire eat at you coming home tonight after games, not being able to be out there?
Yeah, I mean, I had to find different ways to get that competitive nature out, and so the iPhone has all these little cool games now that you can kind of text back and forth. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but you got to figure it out. I mean, I got a lot of build up, not anger, but just competitive nature and a lot of fumes I want to get out, even just off the court stuff. There's no way to really just go work out and blow off all the steam. And so the iPhone games are fun.
So. Justice, when Dwayne, you said you wanted to someday have your own team that you were like kind of a leader of, right?
Yeah.
Can you still do that knowing now the way this team got put together with all the pieces and you being so young? Is that
Yeah.
still a goal of yours?
Yeah, why not?
Is it tougher when you're obviously on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, I got some making up to do, but I love challenges, so I don't want an easy route. I don't think anyone wants an easy route. Easy routes aren't fun. Getting handed everything isn't fun, so just go out there and play for it, fight for what you want, and just continue playing and believe in yourself.
You got a chance to see Jay Rich finally sort of get healthy towards the end of the year. How happy were you for him to have those last couple of weeks where he was finally Jay Rich again?
I was happy. We got a little joke, a little handshake about being calm and tranquility in the third eye, and so I told him the third eye was watching, and the third eye was very proud of him. So that's my guy. You know, we came together. So he was hurt at the beginning of the season, and I was healthy. Then I was hurt, and then we both were hurt, and so we kind of dealt with some of the same things this season. Just see him the way he bounced back fully. He was out there, and I didn't make it back out there, but part of me was playing through him, some of the things he was doing. So he made me a very, very proud brother.
Did you reach out to any guys who had the same type of shoulder injury you did? Justice to ask for advice, or?
Some guys.
Okay. Maybe nameless?
Yeah.
What was the advice they gave you, I guess?
Well, some of it was just, before deciding whether or not to get the surgery. And then some stuff was just little rehab exercises that play into both basketball and getting my shoulder stronger. So that's sort of thing.
So at what point do you think you will be like 100%? Is that still 3 months away?
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk too much about if I'm ahead of schedule. I just try to come in here and get better each day, but I feel like I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, but I'm gonna take my time. There's no rush, especially at this point. But they said 6 months full recovery when I got surgery early January, so wherever that puts us.
In time for camp.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Thanks for going out there.
Yeah.